I think I'd rather eat the boogers than the puke. All right. Welcome back to episode 3 of The Witching Hour. We have returned, and returning with us is Old Faithful. Good old Al.
Back.
Yeah, the diarrhea's gone. It was pretty nasty. Like you said, there was blood. And the thing was, I had to just keep wiping, and let's just say Walgreens now is out of toilet paper.
The entire, store?
Yeah.
Our location or in general?
Well, our location.
Okay. That's believable.
Today is a big day for the podcast because we have our first celebrity guest. And I'm very, very excited about this because our guest today is a former C-list celebrity.
I'd say even B-list in his time.
B-minus. You may have heard of him from a certain Nickelodeon show. He's no longer acting that I know of.
I don't think he's acting.
We'll ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him when he gets
here. We'll
ask
him when he's interviewing. And let's just
say...
say...
Well, wasn't he on tour? I think he was on tour. Wasn't he on tour?
He does tour. He's a musician now. And let's just say he found a way onto our set. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Drake Bell this week. I'm very excited to announce that. Yeah, let's do it. Round of applause.
Yeah.
So he is currently in the green room getting ready, but he is going to come out here and we're going to talk shop with him a little bit. His agent told me not to ask him about Drake and Josh, but look, I'd be stupid not to. I have to ask
We're
him.
going to do this for you guys.
This is for
we'll
the
ask
viewers.
for you guys. One thing I do want to mention is he's not actually, we don't have a green room. He's coming in from O'Hare as we speak. His flight was getting in a little late, but he's on his way, and we figured we'd start this before he got here, get some things down, some of the things we wanted to talk about that we don't think he really would have wanted to talk about, you know, somewhere celebrities wouldn't go. But yeah, Drake Bell is going to be in the building, and it's going to be awesome.
That is true. And speaking of where celebrities wouldn't go, Al, you didn't really get a chance to get in on the puke stories last time, and I know you have a story.
I have a couple. I have like at least 2.
Yeah, you got some stories that you're dying to share with the world. So
okay, so this one goes back a couple of years ago to St. Patty's Day or St. Patrick's Day. Me and my girlfriend Hannah, we had gone out that morning with a friend of hers' sister. Mind you, she's like a couple years older than us. And so we were day drinking throughout the whole day. That day drinking turned into all day drinking, which turned into all night drinking. So I was pretty intoxicated. I remember bits and pieces.
When was this? Like a year ago?
No, this was like
3 years ago?
2015 or 14. 15.
So 3 to 4 years, pretty much.
Yeah, 2015.
Wow. Okay.
So, we were so drunk, we came back to my house, and I have a hide-a-bed in my couch, right? So instead of pulling that out, we just laid on top of each other, sprawled out on the couch. Now, this isn't a couch that's supposed to fit 2 people. Like laying like Lincoln Logs.
I know, I've been on it before.
Yeah, it's not
it's a tight squeeze.
It's a tight squeeze. It's not comfortable, but we did it. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Because, it was completely uncomfortable. I had like an arm pain, leg pain, back pain. Most of all, a headache and a stomach ache. So
of course.
I run to the bathroom. I had to shit. So I get there. I'm pooping. I didn't turn on the lights because there was no way I could do lights at this time. I was that hungover. I go.
So you're in like the pitch dark.
Yes, I was in the yes, pitch darkness.
He doesn't have any windows in his bathroom.
No, there's no windows in the basement bathroom. So I go, and then I smell it, and that's where I went wrong. So I smell it.
Your shit?
Should have been breathing through your mouth.
No way. There was no way. I would have puked either way. Turn around, and I just throw up in the toilet.
Oh, right on top of the shit.
Right on top.
Wow.
Yeah. Hannah loves telling that story. She probably would have told it better, but
I would have loved to see that.
it was gross. That's why. Good thing it was in the dark. I probably would have puked again. So there's that story. And then there's a story that involves me and you, Joey.
Yes, I love this story.
So we're at a friend of ours, Tim's house. And so he sent his parents to a place called King Spa. King Spa is sort of like
Did they actually get sent there?
Yes. Yes.
Because he said that a lot. I don't know.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They love it there. So it's like $20 and you can go in, wear a robe all day, hang out basically, they have like a hot tub, masseuse, everything.
Spa chairs.
Yeah. Spa.
Massage chairs.
And you can just hang out there basically. So they were there and Tim's like, I want to have a party for the weekend or whatever. Or for the week? No,
they were out of town.
Oh shit!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, they were.
Was
they went to Korea. Then.
Yeah, they went to Korea because this was like an ongoing thing for like 2 weeks.
Oh, you're right.
This was over the course of like 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different weekend.
Yes,
Anyways, okay.
yes.
Well, he'll either that'll happen, or they'll go to Korea, or they'll go on vacation somewhere, like Wisconsin or Michigan.
Point is, they were out of town.
Okay.
For an extended period of time.
Yeah. And so Tim, we weren't 21 at the time. So Tim had a coworker buy us, I want to say 9 cases of beer.
Frozen throne.
At least 4 or 5. And enough to basically make a mini throne. And like 2 handles of Captain Morgan and like something else. Basically too much.
We had Everclear too.
Oh, and Everclear. Basically too much for how young we were. Me, Joey, Jimmy, and Tim were there for the first night, yeah. And me and Joey were like, okay, well, we wanted to do a case race. The whole idea was to do a case race.
Yeah, well, because we saw all that alcohol and we were just like so excited. And we were like, we can't just let this sit here. We have to crack into some of this.
So we're trying as hard as I can, or as hard as we can, and we're just drinking.
And it was only the 2 of us drinking that night. I don't think Tim and Jimmy.
No,
really
Jimmy wasn't, and Tim I think was just observing. He might have had like 2 beers, but I think he was mainly.
He was not fucked up like we were.
No, not at all. So it got to the point where Joey had asked. Well, let's talk about this before I get into the puke part, because this is the funny part.
is an important part of the story.
You mentioned in the last episode about breaking stuff.
Yeah.
And here's a breaking stuff story. We could do a whole episode, but we're going to give you a little sneak peek.
There will
right
be
here.
a whole episode.
Yeah.
So we were in Tim's room, I believe, and there was a Guitar Hero, is it 3 or Guitar Hero 4? Whatever. Drum set there. And Joey's like, hey, can I break this?
Yeah.
Tim said, okay.
Yeah, he just like went with it because it was like one of those things. I was just going to ask him just to see what he'd say because I assumed he would say no. And then he called my bluff and I was like, all right, well, I'm actually going to go through with this now because I'm fucking drunk. And it was the drum set.
So, mind you, it is close to 2 in the morning. Joey grabs the drum set, and we're able to climb up onto Tim's roof. Tim's roof.
We used to climb up there all the time.
It's such an easy climb. He climbs up there, grabs the drum kit up there, and then we do like a jackass skit.
Because I wanted them to film me.
So Tim's filming it.
Yeah.
I found a baseball bat. And then Joey's like, I'm Joey, and this is throwing a Rock Band drum set. Guitar Hero 3 off the throws it, hits the ground, and then I immediately run after it and attack it with a baseball bat.
Yeah, you went ham on that.
There is a video out there of it, but there's no actual footage because it was so dark. Yeah, it was too dark out. And so all you hear is the ting of the baseball bat because it was an aluminum bat.
Tim freaking out because you were like going like a maniac on it.
Well, yeah, we were gonna break it. Don't tell me we're gonna break stuff and then not have me break it.
No, it was hilarious. I loved that.
God.
So, mind you, we were pretty drunk. So,
Highlight of the night right there.
basically, after that, it all went downhill. That was the peak.
Yeah, because then we kept drinking, and then we got more and more fucked up.
So fucked up that either I ran to the bathroom or you ran to the bathroom.
We both had to throw up.
Yeah. So one of us grabbed the sink, the other grabbed the toilet. We had ramen noodles that night, spicy ramen. And so we're just puking.
We're puking them up.
We're just puking it up. And then we stop for a moment. We look at each other. And then we let out a little,
Yeah.
like a sigh laugh. And then immediately, and then we switch places. And then we continue to puke.
It's a classic story. Really.
Oh my god.
So in the morning, there was a little, like, you'd find little ramen noodles, like, on the side of the
all
toilet.
over, and in the kitchen, too.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was gross.
Gross.
Yeah, and then on the sink.
Well, dude, that's not where it ends. Don't you remember?
Oh.
You went to sleep after that, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
slept in his sister's room.
I did. I did sleep in his sister's room.
And you slept on her bed, and you puked on it in the middle of the night. And I remember going in there and seeing you laying on the bed, and there's just, like, puke all over the corner of the bed. And I remember that got left there the whole,
for
like,
a month.
month.
Or like 2.
Because she was
She
away
didn't- yeah,
at
she was
school.
at-
She
she was
didn't
at
live
school.
there.
Yeah.
And Tim did not want to clean up anything.
And I said, Tim,
So
can
we
I
just
clean this
left
up? He's
it.
like, no.
Yeah, he
no.
insisted that you didn't clean it.
No,
He
no.
preferred it. Like out of spite. It was like to spite his sister.
I vaguely remember what happened. When I puked, I got up because I was sleeping. Puked in the corner. Then my mind was like, did I actually puke? Did I? And then I felt it with my hand. I'm like, gross. So then I literally grabbed everything on the bed, piled it into a nest, and then fell asleep.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then I remember, like, the other times we would come in there, into his house, over the course of, like, that whole Tim Fest, like, we would, like, go check on the bed and see if he cleaned it.
Yeah.
He never did.
No. I mean, originally it was bile looking, and then it started turning green.
Yeah, that was kind of nasty.
Yeah.
But it was good ass time, man. And I remember the next morning, I had puke mouth when I woke up.
Of course.
I made you puke again.
No, I went into his freezer because this was when Tim was working at
yes.
Yogurtland. And he had hella yogurt all the time. I just like grabbed a carton of yogurt.
Strawberry lemonade.
Yep, my favorite flavor.
Sorbet.
My
Yeah.
favorite flavor. And I started eating that, and it was exactly what I needed that morning.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember what we did after that?
We went to
We went back to high school, and Tim, we were already like a year graduated, but Tim really wanted a burrito from the cafeteria.
Oh my god.
And he just walked in, bought a burrito, and then just left.
Yeah. It was our freshman
Oh
year.
my god.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god. Yeah, he bought a burrito from the school.
Means I would have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
probably-
were.
And it was
We
this
didn't
it was
see
this as Tim said, it was the same guy from last year, so it's like, "Oh, hey, buddy." Oh, hilarious.
But Al, didn't you tell me you had another vomit story where you had to clean my brother up?
Oh, do you want
I don't want to talk
Okay,
you don't
about
wanna-
that.
okay.
No, I don't like that story.
I like it a lot.
I know
It's-
other people like it. I don't like that story.
Alright.
That's the
Okay,
Jomo
okay.
story.
That is
Joe,
the
yeah,
Jomo
the
story.
Jomo story.
Let's just say Jomo likes the Cubs. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. And can't clean himself.
All right, let's move away from this,
Yeah, moving
this
on.
bile topic to something more sweet.
Yeah, something a little more appetizing. We're going to talk about weird food concoctions that we've had over the years. Whether it
Or
was
we've
as a
created,
little
I should
kid,
say.
Yeah.
you've created, you've eaten. They're not always great, but sometimes they work. First thing that comes to mind for me is I remember in high school, we were at Dave's house one day after school. I don't know if you were there, Al, but I remember pouring myself a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, and instead of milk, I used Mountain Dew. that I was
Oh
drinking.
my god.
It was actually all right. That wasn't terrible. I didn't mind that. Because, like, I was already drinking a Mountain Dew. Because you remember he had Mountain Dew, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, just cases of it.
Well, what Oh yeah, he had the cans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a can open already, and then I had a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to pour some in here. And it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. You know what? Dave drank a lot of Mountain Dew.
He did.
Like a lot. You would think he was from the South. That's
Well,
how much Mountain
that was
Dew
when he
is.
Well,
was
you
on
guys are
his
drinking Mountain
gamer
Dew right
lifestyle.
now.
No, this is Kickstarter.
We are
This is-
drinking
this is-
Mountain Dew Kickstarters because we're kickstarting this witching hour off so that we don't fall into a trance. Because that would happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was feeling it a little bit earlier.
I know, you said your eyes were getting heavy when we were playing Diablo.
Well, yeah, 3.5 hours of Diablo will do that to you.
But I think we probably could have kept going until 5, I think.
My eyes were starting to take a hit.
I could have done
from
another
that.
hour.
Well,
Yeah, I could have done another hour.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens after this podcast is over.
Anyways.
Yeah, I remember back when I was in high school, we would always eat pizza rolls after school. And
Wow, that's a really weird concoction.
let me finish, motherfucker. Let me finish. And then we'd have a plate of pizza rolls, but then we'd also have a smaller plate full of spices. So, like, paprika, like fucking celery salt, just a whole bunch of different spices, and we dip it into the spice. It wasn't particularly good.
Yeah,
It was
that's
fucking
So
weird.
not sound good.
okay. What do you mean you dip it? So you would like lick it, or
Well,
would you
no,
bite
no,
it?
no.
and
Yeah,
then-
how is the stuff sticks
So,
in
when we microwave them,
it? So they get all greasy.
yeah, they get greasy and they're a little
Right.
bit wet from the ice because there was always
Oh,
some
yes,
perspiration
okay.
and ice in there.
Frozen.
So they're pretty.
Oh,
They could.
yeah.
Plus the texture of the dough was
Right.
able to hold the spice on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was probably the weirdest. Just a plate full of spices and then pizza rolls.
It's pretty tame, I guess.
I mean, what I would do, I did this in like first grade or second grade or something like that. I would help make my own lunch, and what I would do is I'd throw like candy or whatever in my lunch, and then like a fruit, and then my parents would make me like a sandwich and throw in some chips or something like that. And at certain points, we'd get like Gatorade. So I would put Smarties in like blue Gatorade, like the blue pack. So there was like the dark blue, the light blue, and then it was
For
like
Gatorade.
grape. Or yeah, for
Yeah,
Gatorade,
yeah,
or it was
yeah.
like whatever blue. And so I'd do that, let it dissolve, and I wouldn't finish it at lunch. No, I'd carry that around
Ugh, God.
until it was gone, until there was like fizz at the top or something. Yeah, it was gross.
Starts
But I
fermenting.
liked it. I don't know why. I almost want to do it again. I almost want to do it
You
again.
should try
See
that
if it holds
again.
up.
We'll make a video. Of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
we'll
we'll
vlog
make
it.
Yeah.
I just got to see if I remember the process.
I mean, don't you just put the Smarties in the Gatorade?
I did something else. I
Spat in it.
no. I think I put like
It's a live
gobstoppers
man.
in there too.
Wow.
At one point, nerds. No, I didn't
Nerds.
nerds.
Very
Nerds.
good.
That makes sense.
That's fucked up.
Okay, I don't think my next one is as fucked up as that, but I think it's kind of weird. I'd take the little Hershey rectangles and I'd put them on big Cheez-Its.
What the fuck?
What?
I
Why?
like Cheez-It. I like like salty cheese with chocolate. I think it
That's-
complements each other pretty well.
I get it. It's like dairy on dairy, but
Milk chocolate on it.
Have you tried something like that, bro?
no.
That's what I thought. Piece of shit. Al, you gonna knock it before you try it?
I wouldn't want to try it.
Fuck
Yeah, I don't want to try that.
It's
I wouldn't
all
wanna try
right.
that.
I get a craving for it every once in a while, but I usually
If
can't.
you asked
control
me when I was
yourself.
9 years old, I would have
Fuck
done
you.
it.
No, I'm saying you control yourself.
Oh
when
yes,
you don't
okay.
eat it.
I thought you said can't control yourself. you
And
piece
I
of
just
shit.
can't stop.
Well, I mean, so like another weird thing, but this isn't really involving like food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it is. I'll touch on the one, and then I'll touch on the other weird shit I did.
Yo, actually, I'm gonna shoot
Eat a
my
whole-
parents. You keep going. Don't let me.
I'd
keep you. I'll be
eat
right back.
a whole stick, or I wouldn't eat a whole stick of butter, but I would
I don't like where this is going.
I would eat butter. I'd eat butter. I'd go into the fridge and I'd take a bite and put it back.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It was the
That's
salted
weird.
butter. That's why I
One
wanted the
thing
salt.
I want to say really quick is Joe is the biggest piece of shit ever, and he always knocks what I say, and I'm getting a little fucking tired of it. He's a real piece of shit, and I'm not gonna stand for it anymore, guys. He's gonna make me snap, and I'm gonna do something regrettable because he's a real fucking piece of shit. Sorry to interrupt, but I just had to get that off my chest.
I don't know. I don't know if you should be telling the audience this.
Well, it's why can't they know?
I don't know.
I feel like they deserve. They're better people than him. That piece of fucking shit. And I know what you say all the time. Oh, it's your brother.
It is your brother.
He's an asshole.
It's your brother.
Fuck him.
It's your brother.
Well, he shouldn't have been taking a shit right now. He knows how important this is, and now we have to fucking stall until he's done pinching the loaf. Why didn't... He said he was ready to go. Why not pinch the loaf beforehand?
Well, you know what? When you eat some late night snackies,
His munchies with Kickstart.
it's gonna make it flow right down the river. You know, coming down the mountain.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, all right, let's just get back to it. I don't know if this is a food thing, but I did like to put Mountain Dew in a spray bottle and then spray it on my mouth.
Like a spray candy? Like that
Yeah,
sour
yeah.
spray
I
candy?
remember once in kindergarten, a kid had that spray candy, and he's like, "Here, try it." And he put it right on my face, and the nozzle that you push down was pinched right on my lower lip,
Yeah.
and then the bottom of the can, and it really hurt, and I screamed and started to cry.
You know, with those... Well, the spray candy I'm talking about, it was like... Was yours like a squirt bottle? Or was it like
With the Mountain Dew, or
Like-
with the one that pinched me?
one that pinched you?
I can't remember. I just remember is the nozzle part had a little bit of space, had a little bit of clearance for my kindergarten lower lip, and it hurt me. It hurt.
Spray candy. What was I saying? Oh, I was going to say spray candy.
Mountain Dew spray.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm lost. Where's Joey?
Joey's taking a fat load, okay? He's taking a fat load off.
I don't know how much more I can do without my Joey here.
Oh, fuck you too, Hal. All right. Act like we don't hang out when bro's not home and we're waiting for bro to get home, and you love telling stories about bathing him.
You didn't want me to tell that story. I
Yeah,
have
but
to
you...
respect his...
Yeah, no, I'm not knocking you for that. I'm just saying, you're acting like it's really fucking awkward that it's just you and me right now.
No, I would never do that. I'd never do that.
Fuck you. Fuck
I've never
you.
done that in my life.
Piece of shit.
I can't believe we were able to get Drake Bell, dude.
Yeah. It's been a little bit. It'll probably take him a little. I think his flight's supposed to get in like around midnight. Or yeah, it's currently midnight 52. You know, getting through security might take a little. You know, like debriefing, getting out of the airport. Airport traffic is pretty terrible. We know that. We dealing with O'Hare. Dealing with O'Hare sucks.
I'm back.
There's a lot of traffic there. Yeah, about fucking time.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm back.
Just fucking.
I had an important... Yeah, I was up talking to him on the phone.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I had
After
to
you
go
took-
make an important business call.
After you took the shit?
While taking the shit?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bruh, we have you on record.
I had an important business call.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Fuck
weird
you.
food concoctions. So, I can recall a couple back in high school that were kind of strange. They were like alcohol combinations.
As soon as you said high school, I completely forgot about those. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, one in particular was Al, you and I. Actually, we had both of these. We kind of came up with them together. Applesauce plus rum.
Yeah.
It worked surprisingly well.
Because it was cinnamon applesauce.
Yeah, cinnamon applesauce.
All right,
so
I
like
can
it,
see
it was a
that.
pretty good
It was
combination.
like
actually.
Mott's cinnamon applesauce.
Yeah, and we just mix some rum in there and just eat it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call that weird.
Yeah,
I'd call
it
that
wasn't
like a
well,
new...
it just sounds weird.
Yeah.
But we were pretty meta with that.
That's like a drink.
Yeah, I know.
You know what that reminds me of, bro? It's something I think you'll be entertained. You know, back when I was really into Yo Crunch.
Yeah, that was
Yo
like
Crunch,
a couple
what's-
months
is that
ago.
like the yogurt?
It's a yogurt.
Yeah,
with
yeah, it was like during
Oreos
Easter.
and like M&Ms.
And we got a lot of candy in our Easter baskets, a lot of fun-sized Snickers and Twix, and so I'd put like 2 or 3 into my Yo Crunch.
Jesus.
I got a sweet tooth. What can I say?
Yeah,
I just bought some
say
Twizzlers a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I guess you did. You do have a sweet tooth. Well, then, in that case, you would like this other drink that Al and I also came up with. We named it Sloppy Joe, and we named it Sloppy Joe after my World of Warcraft character, also named Sloppy Joe. And this drink was a Capri Sun with vodka. It's quite good.
It was very good.
And
Tropical cooler.
And why is it called a Sloppy Joe?
I don't know.
It was spur of the moment. I don't think I helped him make it up. I think that was all him. That's why it was a Sloppy Joe.
Yeah. You came up with the name.
Probably. Probably.
No, you did. I remember.
Okay.
I remember. I mixed it up, and you came up with the name. But, yeah, it's not that bad.
Just talking about Sloppy Joe makes me want to bring up the one story of how we were at a friend of ours at the time's house, and there was an ice cream cake in the freezer.
Yeah. For somebody's birthday. It was like somebody's birthday cake.
Was it already like eaten or was it fresh?
Yeah, it was pretty fresh.
And I heard, okay, the thing was, the reason...
There's maybe 3/4 left.
So the reason why we went for the cake and is because there was a rumor that I had heard that some girls in our grade stole a cake from a grocery store or Dominic's. They brought it into the bathroom and were eating it.
They ate the whole thing in the bathroom.
Yeah, and they like got caught or something like that. So I said to Joey, "Hey, let's take this cake and bring it into the bathroom."
Because we didn't want to share it with anyone.
So we
That's
go,
pretty good.
we go into the bathroom, and I'm like, "Here, we got to take a bite out of it, like this." And so I just thrust my head at it and just chomp, like almost like a shark would.
Yeah, I remember that. And then we both kept taking chomps and just like put it back after.
Yeah, and then we put it back and made sure the bites were hidden. Oh man. Oh God. Oh Lord.
I don't regret it.
I don't either. I literally don't.
I think that's a pretty weird food combination. Ice cream cake and bathroom.
Worked surprisingly well though.
It was good. It was like I think it could have been like a Dairy Queen cake.
Yeah, like a Dairy Queen.
Those
ice
are pretty
cream
good.
cake. Yeah.
Have you guys ever eaten batteries? Or did you ever suck on batteries as a
No,
kid?
I was too scared.
I did.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you've told
Well,
me.
you suck on 'em.
Okay.
I was too
You know-
scared because I heard they'd shock you.
Well, yeah, it was like kind of metallic.
It would like buzz you.
Yeah, it was.
You get a buzz? Whoa.
It was,
Maybe I
it was
should
an
try that
interesting
out.
flavor. It was like metallic. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I
fucking
needed
lithium.
maybe I needed like iron as a kid or something. I don't know.
So you did it a lot.
I did it enough to know that Energizers taste better than Duracell.
Damn.
So there's that.
That's. I like that.
So I would
like
do that. And then I'd put the batteries back in the remote.
Okay.
I just put it right
Yeah.
And
back.
your
I mean,
dad
what
would be
else
like,
do you do?
I put new batteries in yesterday and they're already
Where
drained."
are all these batteries going?
It was the 90s, dude. Batteries were everywhere. Everything needed batteries. Everything
Yeah.
needed double A's.
It sucks when you need batteries now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
all chargeable, yeah.
Rechargeable. Did you ever go to like grocery stores and like scratch off like ice from the freezers? And,
Yeah.
like, eat it?
Yeah.
No, I'd get free cheese from the deli and
Well,
be really
yeah, of
excited about
course.
that.
Of course. You
No,
know,
but yeah, I would scratch off the ice, and I did that like once. I like started doing it. I was like, wow, this is kind of nice. And it was at Sam's Club, and I remember my dad was like, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And
you got caught.
Yeah, I
I
got
did
caught. He told me to stop doing that, and I was like, okay. And then I never did it again.
I didn't get caught. I did it. Did it for like a solid year. Every time I'm going to the grocery store.
I get me some of that delicious ice.
Tastes like frozen meat.
Mate.
All right, I'll share with you guys something weird that I did as a kid. That's a little embarrassing.
Oh, please share.
Bro, remember when we had bunk beds?
Yeah.
And you remember the little farm I had under your
Yeah,
bed?
yes. Your booger farm.
Yeah, my
Are you
booger
kidding
farm.
me? A booger
I
farm?
named
How many?
Yeah, it
Too
was
many.
Too many.
It was a shitload.
And my parents got so angry.
They used to make him wash it off
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, like
You
once
put it on the wall.
Yeah, that was his farm.
Yeah, where else would I put it?
Like, he would pick his nose, and he'd put the boogers on
Like,
the wall.
where the fuck am I supposed to put this? I ain't eating this. I'll just put it on the farm. Hey, that one looks like he'd play a violin. I'm gonna name him Freddy.
Yeah, you made, like, a bunch of characters
Yeah.
up. Like, each booger had its own personality.
Just speaks to how creative I am.
Or deranged.
Would some have like a streak of blood on it from like a bloody nose?
Yeah.
Was there like a range? Like some would have like a nose
Some
hair.
would be really pale. I didn't have nose hairs back then. I was too young. This was like
Yeah, he was
first
pretty
grade.
young.
Must have been first grade.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had myself a booger farm, and sadly I had to send that old booger farm to that other farm upstate, if you know what I'm saying.
He had to send that booger farm to hell.
Yeah.
Bro, have you ever checked to see if there were any left? Yeah, my bro took over that side of the room.
Yeah,
when we
that
took
wall
off.
is mine. Actually, no, it's like there was never a booger farm
Ah,
there.
good. I'm glad.
We might have painted over it.
Yeah, I'm sure we painted over it by that time, but I'm sure you were looking for it when we first
I probably did.
broke off. No, I picked my nose and put it on tissue like a normal person.
Is that normal?
I don't know.
I think it's more normal to wipe it on your friend.
How do you go about doing that? Do you just go, nice to see you again?
Yeah, you say, hey, buddy.
Get off
hey.
me, you son of a bitch.
Gotta like have like
Little
some
pat on the head or something. Yep.
Well, nice easy contact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh hey bud.
Yeah, and honestly, anyone could be doing this. So the next time somebody touches you casually like that, they could be wiping a booger on you.
Yeah.
Like, anyone could be doing it.
Yeah, you're getting me paranoid here.
Yeah. I'm already paranoid. Welcome to my world.
Is that why you don't let anyone touch you? Or
Yeah,
hug you?
when people pat me on the back, I'm like, did you put a fucking booger on me? No, but I love boogers. Don't get me wrong. I love boogers
I know
just
you
as much
do.
as the next
You pretend
guy.
to pick your nose all the time and you go,
I do. I go, in my ears, too.
and then sometimes you go,
Yeah, I do.
or you just
Or I
wipe it on
pretend to
Peanut.
wipe it on Peanut. Yeah. Peanut the dog.
Well, because he's got the longer hair, it would stick out. Right?
Yeah, that's why it's
Or you could
funnier.
like try to hide it under a layer and make another booger farm.
Yeah, dogs are just walking booger farms.
If you really think about it.
Yeah. My dogs have like 200 boogers stuck to them.
Yeah, and when they get their hair cut, it's
World's
pretty gross.
first green dog.
What are the weirder things you've done as a kid, bro?
I mean, one thing that comes to mind that was like kind of strange was like when I was a really little kid, and I wore like diapers still, like back in like 6th grade. No, I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm just kidding. That's not
I'm
true.
laughing because it's true, guys. It's all true.
Cut that out. Cut this out of the podcast. No, it was when I was a little kid, and when I would wear
That was
diapers.
4th grade.
And the only way I could shit when I was wearing a diapers, I would like have to run and sit under like a table. like an animal.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a
Nobody
really
made me do that. I
embarrassing
just was like
story.
most
Instinctively,
comfortable. It was instinctive.
Fuck you.
Is that a
I
proud
don't know what
moment
to
in your
say.
life?
No, it's just something interesting. I also remember that time you made me eat a bowl of ketchup, you piece of shit.
Well, because you said you loved ketchup so much.
You're
and
like,
I
oh,
do
you love it
remember
so
that.
much, why don't you eat a bowl of it?
Yeah, I remember that
That's
very,
like some Malcolm
very.
in the Middle shit right there.
Yeah, I remember that really vividly. We were actually right here at this table,
I
and
swear it was upstairs.
no, it was down here. And I remember because I was playing Mousetrap with myself, and because I just like to set it up and like
Right.
do the whole like
Rube Goldberg.
shit with it. So I would set that up, and I remember I was watching the Goonies on TV. And then we were eating like nuggets or something because we always ate nuggets, and you were eating so much ketchup with it because you were fucking obsessed. You're still obsessed with ketchup, but
Obsessed with fancy sauce, you piece of shit.
I know, but like ketchup, anyways.
Alright, you're
And
obsessed with barbecue sauce.
that-
I've seen you rub that on your fucking
I
face.
do. I rub that shit right on my nipples.
Fuck you.
But anyways,
nothing.
you
I
you
got
were
nothing
eating
to
a
say.
shitload of ketchup, and I said, well, I was like, you really like that ketchup, huh? And you're like, yeah, I love it. And I said, why don't you eat a spoonful? I don't think you didn't finish the bowl, but you ate a spoonful because
Was
I
it
Was it like a dare, or was it?
No,
Well,
he just
'cause-
told me to, and I have to do what older bro says. Because I'm little bro. That's how it was back then. I followed the
Big
rules.
brother power.
Big brother power.
Well, I had done it before in the past myself, and I knew how bad it was, and I wanted him to learn that much ketchup is not good. And how was it?
It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
And the worst part is I ate all my nuggets, so I couldn't, like,
yeah, you couldn't wash it down.
wash it down with
I
some nuggets.
feel like you almost threw up from that. Actually.
Probably. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. Look at my history from
Yeah.
the last episode.
Yeah, last episode.
A whole bowl of ketchup.
No, not a bottle.
Oh,
It is a spoonful.
It was like a
He ate a
spoonful, and
spoonful,
it filled up a bowl.
which is a lot to like put in your mouth at one time without anything else to like kind of dilute it.
gross.
piece of shit.
It was
Look,
Heinz. It was
I did
Heinz,
it
though,
once
right? It was
myself
Heinz
too.
ketchup.
Yeah, of course it
yeah.
was. You think we're eating fucking Hunts? No, this is a Heinz household.
Just making sure. Just making sure. Just making sure. Gotta see.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
We called you Ash Ketchup. I remember in Indian Scouts, you wanted your
yeah,
your
my
Native
scout
American name to be Ash Ketchup,
And what were you, swimming turtle?
something like, or swooping bat or something. I don't know. It was all a fucking crock of shit.
I miss Indian Scouts, not gonna lie.
Really? What do you miss about it?
The fun activities and fighting the Apache.
You'd have war games?
Yeah,
we would.
well,
we all
it wasn't organized by them. It was just the kids
Oh,
getting
of
in
course.
fights.
the
We had
the
that in Boy
Apaches.
Scouts.
They were all assholes, man. We were always fighting the Apaches, even after you left, bro. The war raged on.
Was that like a separate section of?
There were different
Different
tribes. Me and bro were in
tribe wars.
Shoshone. Then there was Ottawa, which was our closest allies. Cause
Fuck them. They were.
all my
that was
friends were in Ottawa.
That was a
Fuck you.
terrible tribe. That was like the tribe of misfits.
But they weren't
Oh,
the
the
Apache.
underdog tribe.
Yeah, all the kids that weren't very. They lacked dexterity and.
I feel like the Shoshone
Athleticism.
never won any of the games
Frail.
we play.
Yeah.
The frail children.
Oh man, I miss Indian Scouts.
Yeah, it was all right. You know what I liked about Boy Scouts and Indian Scouts was after I was in them, and then Garrett and I would go and terrorize this one Boy Scout campsite near his lake house, and we would just like fuck with them all the time. You know what? When Garrett's on the show, we'll talk about that because
Okay.
we have a lot of stories from that. But we really messed with that campgrounds a lot. and
I believe it.
They called the cops on us a
Oh
lot.
my god.
But we never got caught. Ever.
Because you knew the land.
Yep.
What about you, Al? You ever do any scouting?
He
That
said
was
he
a
was
Boy
a Boy
Scout.
Scout.
Yeah, I was a Boy Scout.
If you listen.
I didn't. Sorry. Sue me. Fuck you.
Oh
Okay.
You
No,
brothers,
I'm tired of this bullshit. But go on, Al. Go on.
Boy Scouts.
Tell me about it.
There was like a war game. It was like our troop against this other troop, and I don't know. There was almost a fight.
Whoa.
Of course.
Whoa.
I don't know. We were throwing sticks at each other. You know,
That's how it starts.
Lord of the Flies type
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Always had to have dads come in and break it up.
No, you know what? It was actually some of the older scouts at that point.
Oh,
the dads went off and did whatever the hell.
Well,
they sat around the campfire and
yeah.
were like cooking and like just chatting.
Getting drunk.
Maybe.
Fooling around with each other.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like dads do.
Wrestling with their shirts off.
Yeah, I can't wait till I'm a dad and I can fool around with other dads.
Truly.
One day. I hope.
Yeah, maybe you and Al will both be dads at the same time so you can fool around with each other.
Just love some shirtless wrestling.
Oil each other up.
We used to oil each other up in gym class.
We did actually.
We did that a few times.
you wanna-
Swimming segment.
You want to tell me about... You guys, I feel like, have a lot of stories about
Gym class.
gym class.
Well,
Oh,
Al
we
and
were-
I were always in gym class together in high school.
Yeah. It somehow worked out that way.
It was perfect,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. That was freshman year,
Freshman year.
swimming unit,
Swimming, yep.
and we had a what were they called? Gym leader. So it was like an upperclassman.
Seniors.
Yeah,
He
like a
was-
senior.
Yeah, senior leaders or
Yeah,
whatever the
senior
hell they
leaders,
were called.
yep.
Yeah. So was our PE leader, and so his name was Corby, and so we'd be getting changed, and then we'd scream, "Corby, help!"
Yeah, we'd have like our pants down and we'd ask him to help pull our pants up. Because he, like, you know, we
Would
knew
he?
he'd get, no, he would never
He would
do
get a
it.
kick.
He'd be
He'd get a
like,
kick out of it.
He thought it was funny, but you could also tell he was like kind of uncomfortable.
Oh, of course, because he can't touch us, because he was 18,
and we knew that.
and we were jailbait. We were testing him.
I don't know if that's what
We
I
had-
was thinking.
we had Chris Hansen on speed
Yeah,
dial.
he was on site, just waiting around the corner.
That Corby, he knew we were up to trouble.
You know, this is kind of a sidetrack, but it reminds me of when I would be taking a shit at home. And when I was done, before I could wipe myself, I would sing my little jingle. Helpity, help, 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 help. So then my parents knew to come in.
It's a wipe your ass.
Yeah, and this happened up until probably like
7th grade.
7th, 8th grade. It stopped when I was in high school for sure. Because I got just tired of holding it all day at school.
No, you would ask the lunch lady to help you.
I didn't want to say that, but I guess I'll leave that in.
Can we cut this out?
No, I'll own up to what I say, brother. Unlike you fucking coward.
Whatever.
Yeah, tell me how you and Al would diddle each other.
Yeah, anyways, back to the story. Yeah, and also when we were changing back at the end of gym class, I'd be like, "Hey, pants me."
But I would know when he was about to say it. So
Yeah.
as soon as he say me, his pants were already
They
down.
were already down, and we would pants each other because that way you didn't have to pull down your own shorts, your own gym shorts. It was just faster. It was more efficient that way, really.
Did you guys ever accidentally pull off the
No,
other's
we were
No,
quite
no.
precise.
We've been training.
We were quite precise with this because we used to have pants wars before that
yeah.
in middle school,
Yeah.
where we would try to pants each other, but it would be like like we were fighting almost, like sparring.
But then it just turns into like each other grabbing each other's pants and just like shoulders locked, just.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, so Al and I would pants each other to get changed. And I remember during swimming unit, you had to shower after swimming in the pool to wash all the whatever shit, chlorine and shit off of you. And Al and I, like all the boys would be in the showers right after the pool. And, you know, you'd be in the shower, you'd soap up, you'd wash up, and then you'd get out. And it wasn't a very long process, but Al and I liked to savor the shower because it was nice and warm in there.
Not only that, but there was a lot of soap.
And there was a lot of soap because they had
buttload of soap.
Soap dispensers, and so we would put a shitload on our hands. And I remember one day we both had a shitload of soap, and we were like, hey, you need some soap? And we started lathering each other up. And we did it because we knew, like, all the other guys around us would be, like, super insecure about their sexuality like that. And they would get, like, uncomfortable and be like, oh, you guys are gay. And then we were like, we're just soaping each other up.
Do you want some soap?
Yeah,
you need some soap?
You need soap? And people were really uncomfortable, but I thought it was funny.
Like, I remember there was a person next to us, and we soaped them up.
Yeah.
With their permission, I hope.
Well,
he, like, ran away because we were, like, trying to soap him.
Yeah.
He, like, backed away.
Yeah.
And he was
funny.
really insecure about it. But, yeah, that was funny. And then after that, I remember it was also during swimming unit. Maybe not that same day, but Al and I decided we were going to trade clothes. Like, so the outfits we had worn that day, once we changed back from out of our swim trunks, we were going to trade everything except boxers and socks. So, pants, shirts, sweatshirt, shoes.
Oh, yeah, shoes.
Shoes, everything we traded. It was funny because people knew, like, you know, they knew that it was...
It's high school, you know. Everyone...
kind of knows how
People pay
each other
attention.
dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny because, you know, our friends saw us before gym and they saw what we were wearing that day. And then we come out of the locker room and we're wearing each other's clothes. And we just left it for the whole rest of the school day.
There was one time we almost switched backpacks, too.
Yeah, we almost did, but it was too
Yeah.
complicated
Yeah.
switching all the stuff out of it.
But, like, we had the same class at the end of the day, so it would have worked perfectly.
Yeah, it really would have.
Yeah.
We were very experimental in high school. We were into experimentation. That was fun though. I liked trading clothes. That was a good time.
Well, there'd be some days where we'd all switch shoes.
Mm-hmm.
We'd, like, give a person a shoe, and it got to the point where, like,
You didn't even know where your shoes were.
Yeah, you give
the end
one
of the
shoe to
day.
one person, they'd give you their shoe, then you would trade your shoe to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, you'd end up with two different shoes that weren't yours. And we'd do it with the girls too. So you'd be wearing, but at the time they'd wear Converse, so, you know, Converse can
more
fit anyone.
unisex,
Yeah, can fit anyone. So wearing, like, a green Converse and, like, whatever
Vans,
shoe,
like
Vans
black
or
Vans.
yeah, whatever was popular at the time. Vans. Well, Converse is always.
It's all just about swapping.
Yeah,
It's about building a community. Of
I never had that
swapping.
back in high school.
Well, that was
It was
kind of
it
an
was,
exclusive thing,
it was,
brother.
It was a thing to get through the day. I mean,
Yeah, it really
School.
was. It was just like school was, well, it was hell.
I mean, you'd look down
I
you'd look down at your feet, and then you'd have something to laugh about.
We'd just vape.
Wow, cool.
What?
We'd rip fat clouds and store them in Gatorade bottles and then open them up and have clouds come out of those Gatorade bottles.
Cool, I guess. I don't know what to say to that. Oh.
Al sounded interested. Fuck you, you
He
piece
didn't
of fucking
sound
shit.
interested. Could have fooled me.
Al, were
I don't know. I don't remember when vaping started, so that's why I was trying.
It
to
was like
calculate
my
in
senior
head.
year of high school.
Mm.
That's when it started. Piece of shit.
I don't know what to tell you.
That you're a cock. Fuck you.
Harsh.
You know what? This guy acts like a fucking innocent angel all the time.
Because I am.
Because he's not. He knows how to push my buttons. He's always tried to get me angry as long as ever. And when he succeeds, he's like, "Oh, why are you so angry? Okay." Fuck you. You know exactly what you're doing, you piece of shit.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, oh,
Hurt
it's so
me.
hard. And then Al's like, "Dude, that's your brother. That's your brother."
I know. Well,
I
notice
feel
how
like I'm getting ganged up
I
on.
know, I'm not saying anything right now. I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm not attacking you right now.
Oh, yeah, it's because I'm speaking the truth.
I'm hurt.
Fuck you.
I'm not saying anything. I got nothing on that.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what? Maybe it's just best if we end it tonight.
Oh, and what?
You know what I mean. Witching Hour episode 3. There's going
What?
to be no episode 4. I'm done. I'm out. Fuck you,
Well,
too.
what about Drake?
Drake can replace me.
As a permanent member? He was just supposed to be a guest. That's how he got him
Bro,
to come here in the first
Bro,
place.
he was supposed to be here at midnight. It's 1:26.
No, he's coming.
He's not coming.
He's coming. All right. Closing thoughts here. I've got a current event here that I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on.
Okay.
So, I read today in the news, Elon Musk is trying to develop a way for men to have babies because he just wants men to have babies now. What do you think of that? Go.
He just wants men to have babies.
Yeah, he wants men to be able to give birth. And he says he's going to make it happen. And he'll do whatever it takes.
I hate Elon Musk.
What do I think about it? I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'd like to see it happen.
Yeah.
I'd watch.
Would I ever give birth to a child?
Hell yes.
Hell no. I don't want to do that.
I mean, I don't have the equipment for that. So if he
Well,
could set me up, I might
Probably
consider
shit it out.
Yeah, that's actually what he was saying for the concept. He says that
Shit
he
it
would
out.
shit out the baby.
Oh.
Fucking
Wow.
making this up. I already
I'm
know
not
you're
making it up.
this
It's
up.
true. This is a
He's
true.
not a biologist. He
This-
wants to go to Mars, you fucking liar.
This is a true news article that
Oh, yeah,
I
where did
read.
it come from?
The Guardian,
The Guardian,
Washington
Post.
Huffington
Oh, didn't
Post.
see that coming.
I got it from Huffington Post. And yeah, Elon Musk wants to make it so men can have babies.
You know what? Maybe we need to have Elon Musk on the next episode to speak for himself.
Yeah. Also, speaking of our guest,
It's been...
I was having my business call. I actually just got a text just now.
Yeah?
Drake is not going to be able to make it in tonight. So he said rain check, and he says he promises he will be on the show next time he's here in Chicago. So stay tuned, everyone. He promises he will be back another week. So just keep listening, and I promise that we will get Drake Bell back on this show, and I will ask him all the important questions from Drake and Josh, the show, that we're all dying to know.
And that he doesn't
Maybe,
answer.
well, possible reunion? I don't know.
Maybe we can set that up.
Maybe he'll find a way.
No way.
And with that, next week, expect some more guests. Maybe they'll come through this time. Hopefully they will. And more stories, like always. And drive safe out there. Sleep safe. Wake up safe. Whenever, wherever you're listening to this
Tune
podcast.
in at work.
Just be safe.
If you want.
Work safely. Don't get a paper cut.
I mean, this is safe for work.
No, it's not.
It's safe enough.
You have headphones in, it's safe.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess.
Farewell.
Goodbye, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.